thinking I'm alive, about my desires. They're taking me away, somewhere I want to be without you. I'm learning how to breathe. It seems to be so slow. My life is getting colder. I'm learning how to live in this world that is asleep. I wanna feel that I'm the reason. Sad emotions every season. I want to feel your love in the darkness falling down. Don't be afraid to be so true. Just know that the reason is you. That I can find a way to give much joy to other people, to feel the love they're giving me. I know that it's not right to run away and hide, to act like I'm a single person, like I don't need anyone. I'm learning how to live in this world that is asleep. I wanna feel that I'm the reason. Sad emotions every season. I want to feel your love in the dark.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is June 8th. We are coming to you live from Powell River, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome to our YouTube channel and support group, The Cognitive Nomad. I'm your host and facilitator, Larry Giroux, and my co-host today is my beautiful and loving wife.
Co-host.
Co-host. You're my co-host. Or do you want to be?
No, not guest. Co-host.
I said co-host.
Yeah, exactly.
It says co-host.
I know, but you changed it.
I know, so I changed it. Good for you. Happy wife, happy life. This is a place where I share my journey with ADHD, BPD, chronic pain, and my love for travel. We want to foster a supportive community and break mental health stigmas along the way. We go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. For those that are new here, I started this channel in hopes of spreading awareness about mental health and its struggles. A place for you all to come and support each other in a loving and caring way. Please join our online peer support group, Facebook group for mutual assistance and travel inspiration and any other supports that are needed along the way. And here's our Facebook group link there. Please subscribe and follow now for empathy, adventure, and advocacy. I want this to be a community-driven channel where we all can support each other in a loving, caring, and compassionate way. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. This helps out the channel tremendously. While you're at it, hit the bell notification so you can be notified of new content coming out or when we go live again. Please consider sharing our channel out to someone who you believe may benefit from our group, please. And also, please check out my other channel called Plum Travelers, which focuses on accessible travel, providing insights into disability-friendly destinations and cruising tips. Here is the link there. And for those that are requiring assistance or, are trying to find resources to get some help in your struggles with mental health or anything like that, there's a description. There is a link here scrolling across the bottom called betterhelp.com. It's a very popular link that's being shared by many large YouTubers out there. They're being sponsored. This is not a sponsored link here. I'm just supporting their cause because I like what they do and everything. And so BetterHelp is a mental health platform that provides direct online counseling and therapy services via web or phone text communication. It's a paid service. In our case, we can't really afford the prices, but, we're on limited income. But if you do need some resources, that's one of them that's out there. And all links will be in the description below. Today's topic is just another open panel. As you can see at the top of the chat there is a link to come up here. If you want to come up here and join us on the panel, as you can see, come on up on the panel and chat. Did you like how I did this one?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I changed the background.
Just in case anybody forgets.
Yeah, just in case who we are and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to come up here and hang out and tell us how your week's going, come on up. It's open link. Now, the one stipulation is that you must be subscribed to the channel in order to come up here live. We're trying to keep out all the spam if we can. And how was your week? Any struggles would you like to talk about? Let us know in the comments. Or, even if you had a great week, let us know, because that's even a positive thing too. How was your week, love? How was your week?
The week was good. I don't know. I can never remember past yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to discuss?
No.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you had a perfect week.
Yeah.
See the guys? We have perfect weeks too. We also have bad weeks too, guys. We were arguing before the show. Just to let everybody else know. I think it's important to let you guys know and see this part as well. A lot of YouTubers come on here and they got these perfect little faces going on in front of the camera. It makes you seem like they're living a perfect little life. Yes, our life isn't bad. It's not extreme, but we have struggles just like anybody else out there. And so Annette and I were just arguing about a topic, and it was, a little stressful, trying to get ready for a show. But I want you to see that, you're still able to deal with or still go forward with life. We're still able to get along. I love my wife with all my heart. She's my best friend. But we still argue just like any other couple out there, right? We need to learn, and we're always learning. And that's the important thing about relationship is, learning how to communicate properly and stuff like that. I see we have somebody down in the basement. You ready to come up there, little one? He's my little one. Good morning, Kenny.
Hey,
How you doing?
doing all right about yourself?
We're as you heard, we're doing good. According to Annette, we're having a great week. We're doing a lot of napping.
A lot of napping.
Not today. We won't be.
So how was your week, Kenny?
My week has been good.
Yeah.
I actually got some very exciting news.
I was just about to ask. You were telling me the other day you have some news to announce. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm okay with bringing you up here right now. Let's hear the news, Kenny.
I was just sharing them on Monday Night Live.
You were going to share it on your Monday Night Live, so not today.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So we're going to have to go check out your Monday Night Live then. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
you're going to go check out my Monday Night Live because it's going to be some very exciting news for sure.
Well, before we go
As
any
a matter of
further,
fact, some of the YouTubers, as I was on live stream last night doing that match game.
Yeah.
Last night.
I heard somebody won a prize last night. Who was it? Oh no, that was Danny.
Danny D. Danny D.
D.
She won the ducking. The
Wow.
Wow.
Danny.
Did you play?
Yeah, I played.
And you didn't win.
No.
So your week must be really going really bad.
I was actually one of the guests, actually.
Oh, you were one of the guests. Oh,
On
nice.
the that's my first time ever up on Scott's live stream. Controversial.
Oh, wow. Speaking of guests, we have another one ready to come up here. You want to come see who this is, Kenny? Who do you think it is, Kenny? Who do you think is coming up?
I'm going to say Dewey Ski.
You're going to think it's Dewey Ski? Well, I don't know.
It usually would be.
You good to go? Are you good to go? Here we come. No, not Dewey Ski. Look who it is. Mike, you're in the
Adventures of Traveling Mike.
Mike, you're in the house. That is so strange seeing you in a house.
I know.
doing?
Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you
Yeah.
perfectly great. See you
All right.
perfectly great. Got some hair on your head. You're growing. So
Yeah.
you must be still in hibernation.
Yeah, well, where I've been sick until recent, I just haven't had a chance to trim anything yet. So,
I understand. I understand,
Yep.
Mike. Yeah.
and hello everyone in chat, and what you were saying about the YouTubers and their life making it look so wonderful. You're only seeing an average of 15 minutes of their
Yeah,
life a
exactly.
day.
That's right.
You don't see the rest of the 23 hours and 45 minutes as their hectic life.
Exactly. And everybody strives, oh, well, they are living like that. And they strive to be just like movie stars. We want to think their lives are perfect. We don't see them outside of their work. Like
Yep.
they're all human, just like us.
But I thought you lived a perfect life, Mike, down in Colorado. I would love to be in Colorado. I was there 2 years ago. I was in Colorado 2 years ago.
It got to 99 degrees yesterday.
Oh!
Today it's supposed to be a high of 90.
Wow.
Right now it's currently 81 at noon.
Wow.
Okay, well, since you're telling temperatures, I'm going to have to bring up my weather right now. And Mike,
It is going to be hot here for us today.
I can do Fahrenheit. Right now it is 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
This afternoon it's going up to 75.
It's going up to 75.
And that like the mid 70s to low 80s is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we agree.
yeah.
That's the way it was here. What about you, Kenny? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
It is currently
North Carolina. Wait, North Kakalaki?
No.
that's another name for it, yeah.
And I stand corrected.
Oh,
It is
87. Oh, Mike, you're a little off now.
Wow.
It is currently 74 degrees.
74 in North Carolina? Holy jeez, that sounds cool. You
Yeah,
must,
and it's supposed to be 77.
you must be needing your jacket on. And that kind of sounds
No.
really sweet.
No, for us that's cooking.
It feels like we're in the oven. Yesterday it was
Larry will be dying today when it's 75.
Cindy's saying we're already at 75 already.
Yeah.
Well, he's in Vancouver, just outside of Vancouver.
It's supposed to be a high of 77 and a low of 60 with partly cloudy skies.
Mike,
Of course,
just
it
let you know,
comes-
Cindy Taylor is my sister.
Cindy Taylor's your sister.
90 here and the sun's not out in Florida, Dewey says.
Speaking of chat, I just want to go into the chat really quick, if that's okay. Give me 1 sec, Kenny.
Go ahead, Mike. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, whereabouts in Florida is he?
Who?
Dewey.
Dewey? Dewey's in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Okay, so East Coast.
Yeah, he's on the East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, I stayed at his house when I went down for my cruise in 2022. You remember that cruise that we all went on? Helping Hands for Cruising Cruise. When I got to meet
I remember that cruise, Larry.
there we go, Kenny.
That's the one I met up with Sean and Alana, I believe, but
Yes.
didn't make it over to Miami to meet
No, you met up in Tampa. Well, not Tampa Bay, but Clearwater.
Well, Fort Myers.
Oh, it was Fort Myers where you met them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
That's weird.
At
That's
his
where,
cousin's
and then his
place.
friend.
Well,
That's,
she's not a friend. YouTuber I watch.
yeah. Sick. So how was that trip down there, Mike? Like driving?
It was fun. It was just after the hurricane, so it was it was interesting to see what was completely devastated and what wasn't.
Well, I actually forget about
That's
that.
right.
Yeah, that was the hurricane.
big
So
hurricane,
yeah. So you had your trailer and everything going down there with you, and a lot of crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy stuff happening down there.
Yep.
Keep talking,
And
Mike.
actually, I left my trailer up in Northport, and I drove down to Fort Myers with just my vehicle. But
okay. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. But even up as far as Northport, it was still all the devastation.
The
So,
closest we get to that kind of thing, Mike, is in Montreal, which is on the east coast of Canada.
yep, I've been to Montreal plenty of times.
Okay, so they had a nice storm. I don't remember what year it was, of many years ago, and I was living in actually.
I believe it was 90s, late 90s, because
late 90s, yes.
because I remember driving for Airborne Express still, and I got up in the morning, and it was usually about a 45-minute drive for me to go pick up freight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I called and asked them, "Are you sure we're going out today still because of the icy conditions?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, everything's on time." What usually took me a 45-minute drive took me almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Of sliding all over the road.
Sliding all over the place. Yeah, I would be terrified with that.
But when I pulled into where I pick up my freight, my pager went off, and I got a message: "Don't go out today."
And for now, what were you driving? 53s?
No, I was fortunately I had a Chevy Astro van, all-wheel drive.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
But yeah, it still didn't help.
I remember those times. Yeah, it was really tough to drive. I'm scared to drive on that kind of stuff. He was talking about the ice storm that we had back.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, you know, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. You think, it can go anywhere. No, you're on ice.
Look at Zambonis. Even Zambonis on a hockey rink, they slide around and everything.
And
So.
look, you have like big metal spikes, basically.
Well, there's that, but you're not allowed to drive them because they'll ruin the highway.
You ain't gonna go nowhere on ice.
No. Although I did see something rather interesting a few years back, and I have photos of it, is every year in New Hampshire, at least, I'm sure other places, but they have the Lakes Region ice racing.
Yes,
with cars
with the cars, yeah.
But they have the spikes on the tires, and
Yeah, they have those on motorcycles as well. Those the kind of races as well. I saw. I would actually love to try that motorcycle race. Even though I've never driven a motorcycle before, I would love to try that. It looks fun.
Yep.
So yeah, the Montreal storm, man. You remember, I was living in Oshawa, which is a town like 25 minutes outside of Toronto, east of Toronto.
Okay.
And amazingly, I was living there during the ice storm, but I ended up going back east from where I was after the storm. And amazingly, where I lived in Oshawa, it wasn't hit, but all around me got hit with the ice storm, power outages and lines and trees, everything down. But then I started getting closer to Quebec, and that's where so you've seen what it was there, right? All the trees down. It looked like a nuclear war went off with all the trees down and everything. And
wow.
Where you went to Florida, though, you like that hurricanes are much more crazier than what we had.
Yep. But I mean, where I lived in New Hampshire at the time, it was only 70 miles to the Canadian border, and Montreal was another hour 15 or so. So
how far away did you live from John? You must know John and Nancy well then, because that's where they live. They live in northern New Hampshire. They live in northern New Hampshire.
Yeah, and I don't remember where exactly they were.
Yeah, I don't know their town or anything, but
because when my brother was going over studying for overseas, it was easier to get into Montreal airport than it was the same distance whether to drive to Montreal or to Boston. And Montreal compared to Boston was a breeze getting in and out of.
I've been in both towns. I don't know. I love Boston. I really love Boston.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I don't like going to the airport.
See, I never got to. The closest I got to see in the airport is going across the. What did they call it back in the 70s? The Green Monster? No, not the Green Monster. What did they call the double-decker bridge? They had a name for it.
Yeah. The Tappan Zee? No.
No, there was a weird name that they had for it, but that's as close as I got to see in the Boston airport because I seen the airplanes coming and going when we're going across.
Okay.
And this was in 1978, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Probably before
Yeah.
you were born, Mike.
No. Well, no, it was I was born in 71, so
You're 71? Oh, okay.
yep. So
You're a year younger than me.
okay.
We're in the same what do you call that?
Are we 52 or 53 then? I don't remember. I can't ever remember.
I will be 54 August 31st.
Okay, and I was so I'll be 53 in November.
There you go. November what?
Okay. 30th.
November 30th. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my daughter's is, I don't know if she's here or not. No, I don't see Taylor in here yet. No. My daughter's who lives in New Mexico that we're going to visit in September.
And
Yeah, hers
and
is
possibly meeting up.
and possibly meeting up. Are you able to drive distances?
Yeah.
Because
Tori and I were thinking maybe meeting over in western Colorado, like the San Luis Valley, or
let me bring up the map. I want to see where you're talking. Because we're limited on time that we're going to be down there, Mike.
Yep.
Give me a sec. So you're talking where?
But we would like to see another state.
We do. Well, I'm already in Colorado.
So, like heading up through, heading straight north from Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Is like Pagosa Springs.
Yeah.
The Rio Grande National Forest and whatnot. Basically, that area somewhere.
Oh, you're talking about up 84.
Either 84 or what is it? Looks like 285 or 385 or something like that.
Yeah, 285 is over here. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, go up 284. Where are you again?
I'm up in Pueblo West.
Pueblo. Okay, there's Pueblo there. Okay, so this is where Mike is. Yeah. So okay. So how long is it to the border? So what would we see? What's over on the other side? Trinidad?
I was looking at that.
Trinidad. Oh, there's a lake there. We can go swimming. Because we're only there for 4 days, Mike. That's the thing.
Right.
And we are renting a car. Kenny, how close are you?
Yeah, Kenny's way away.
Oh, Kenny's way over. Oh, he's way over here.
I'm way far away from. I'm nowhere near Colorado.
You're nowhere near.
Okay.
You're a few days away.
And we'll keep up to date once we get closer. We don't have anything planned yet, Mike. I've been to Colorado a few times, but Ananda's never been up that way.
And Danny D says her dad's cousin lives in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yeah.
Yep.
And Danny D, she lives in.
Where does Danny live?
I think she lives in this state here.
Where do you
Connecticut.
live?
No, yeah, Hartford, or just outside of Hartford. Connecticut is where's Connecticut? Connecticut.
Northeast. Northeast.
All right, so New Hampshire to Pennsylvania. Okay, where's Connecticut?
Right below Massachusetts.
You said.
Oh, right beside. Oh, right beside. Oh, she's close to where I'm from, actually.
Yeah.
You guys are close to where I'm from. Well, not you,
East
Kenny.
Coast.
Where Danny's.
Yeah, Danny D.
Okay.
She said she's about an hour and a half from New York City.
And I was born in Connecticut, and
That's right. I remember you saying that, Mike.
and moved to New Hampshire in '82. So '83. Can't remember.
Okay, I have a question for you, Mike. What brought you to Colorado? Like, what in that area? Like, you have family?
My friend that was in North Carolina, where I was staying there for a little bit, his neighbors decided that my trailer didn't look good for the neighborhood. So they put in a complaint with the town. And I'm like looking around, and other people have trailer campers in their front yards. And I'm like, what? Anyways, but plus it was a little too chilly. So I was heading to Louisiana to visit some friends, but when I got there, they were sick. So didn't want to stop there. Met up with the Raymond Paperbag Nomad.
Okay, yeah.
And stayed there for about a week or two. And then I came up in March to here because Troy S. Was moving to here.
Where is Troy at?
I'm at his place.
Oh, that's where Troy lives.
Yes.
Mhm.
Wow, my kids live that close to Troy. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would have known that. I would have tried for a couple extra days so I can come up.
Well, he's going to be with me when we meet up anyways. So.
Oh, okay.
But so I've been helping him out here and just hanging out and getting out to see some of the sites. And then I got sick, and that was about 3 weeks of nastiness. And yeah, so I'm almost better. I still have a raspiness and whatnot, but
Was it the lung? Was it a lung thing?
yeah, it was just a real heavy chest cold, and
Yeah.
I just could not get rid of it. I couldn't, I did all meds and whatnot, and steams and Vicks and all that crap, and yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal, the chest colds that go around right now.
Isn't that what we had at New Year's?
Yeah.
Well, ours
We
is
had
like
something like that. Yeah.
we had to cancel our New Year's dinner because of
It
that.
went on, and I was sick for like 2 months.
Yeah. It almost felt like we had COVID again.
Yeah.
Did you catch it?
No.
You never got it, Mike? Good for you.
Nope.
Wow.
And now I've got all 48 lower states under my belt.
Wow.
Now, do you have stickers on your trailer with all the places you've been?
No. I collect stickers and whatnot from people, but I don't put them on my trailer because I want to get rid of this trailer and get a little bit bigger one.
Oh, come on, Mike. Listen. Every time I'm on Facebook Marketplace and I see one of those trailers, I think of Mike. And hey, wouldn't it be freaking cool for us to have one of those trailers?
The ideal size I want is
something by 12, I think you said.
Well, I've looked into it further, and 7x14.
Oh, you're doing the 14 now. Okay.
7x14, 7 foot high.
Okay.
So at least 6 foot high for me, but
you're
preferably
aren't you 4'12" or something, Mike?
I feel it at times.
That would make life easier.
I'm kidding, Mike. I'm kidding. The way you looked when you were in your trailer before, it looked like you were pretty short. I haven't met you in person yet, so now Troy, he's guard.
Hello, Michael Ann.
Hey, Michael Ann.
Hi, Michael Ann. Look, Michael Ann and I aren't napping. Mike, it's an inside joke. Kenny can tell you.
I know, napping.
Oh, Mike.
Everyone knows about the napping now.
Mike knows the napping thing now.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yeah, that's the new word.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Hey, everybody
Kenny
needs to nap once in a while.
too.
Everybody needs to nap once in a while.
Everybody does.
Right.
I've taken naps before.
Oh, really? Really, Kenny?
He's had-
Oh, Kenny shouldn't have said
He's
that.
had a good nap.
Hold
here.
on. We gotta go here. Oh no, we gotta go here.
You'll have plenty of napping soon, Kenny.
Hold on. We gotta get, where is it? This PC. Oh no, I can't do it. You're lucky. It's in my other hard drive.
You need a sound bite.
I need my sound bite. You know what it is, Kenny.
Kenny naps with Susie Q. What's the Susie Q that they always talk
Yeah,
about?
now
No,
I know what
you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yes, we do. If it's got to do with Kenny, yes, we do want to know what it is.
All right.
And
Well, to sum it up, unless Kenny wants to, explain.
We've learned a few interesting things about Kenny lately.
Susie Q is a toy.
a toy.
Oh,
It's
Well,
a sleeve.
hold on, I need to get comfortable for this one, Kenny.
A toy.
yeah, we need to be on Dewey's Peekaboo to be talking
Okay.
about
And reveal the secret. Okay.
maybe Kenny's got more toys than us.
Kenny's got a toy box. Along with a collection of socks. Kenny, Mike is living with Troy S right now, so you and Troy
I know.
travel together. So you can have a lot of
Troy
stories.
who walked in on him? Is that
I
his
know.
I'll let Kenny know.
Troy probably.
Troy was traumatized?
Probably still got that image in his head.
Burned into his mind.
See, Kenny hung out with Troy down in Miami when we were at the meetup, and then Kenny went to the meetup in Oregon. So I'm sure Troy's got a bunch of stories. Oh, and they drove, long distance.
Boy.
So Troy's got a lot of stories about Kenny.
Oh boy.
Mike, let's hear them.
Well, I've from Oregon and Washington, the Oregon trip. I saw more than I needed to. So
Is Kenny going commando?
Oh,
no, we had fun though.
Hashtag work.
Plus the Kingsport.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
that's
the
right. Yeah,
Kenny's-
you were at Kenny's Kingsport. Yes, project.
yeah, Kenny's Kingsport project. Yeah,
And out at the Airbnb, yes. So.
at the Airbnb. Yeah.
Oh, so Mike has some stories to tell them too, right?
Well, I'll just say this. How's the Ladybug coffee?
What coffee? Like a song at the Ladybug picnic.
It was good. It was good.
Oh my.
So,
Kenny's
Are you-
a ladies' man.
Larry and Amanda, are you familiar with the Ladybug coffees?
We don't know. We don't know the Ladybug
No,
coffee.
Kenny.
Okay,
Tell the
they're
story.
basically, I believe they're Oregon and Washington. Maybe, other locations, but I believe they're Oregon, Washington. And it's a coffee shop that you drive up to, and they serve that out the window. But they're not wearing much. The one we
The
stopped
coffees
at,
aren't wearing much. The lady.
the ladies are not wearing much.
The ladies aren't wearing
lingerie
much.
and whatnot, and the one we stopped at with, I went for, and they were in the car behind me. Dental floss would have covered more.
Hey Ken, you would have liked it. We were on a top up live yesterday. Oh, some of those girls had some dental floss going on.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, but people were more concerned about Speedos yesterday for some reason.
Yeah, somebody was kept yelling for Speedos. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No. So Troy and Kenny went through. How was that, Kenny?
It was definitely a 10.
Wait,
It
what was it?
definitely made your tongue slap your brain.
And that's not even the coffee.
Hope you don't mind, Kenny. I changed your name.
Yeah, okay.
Commando Kenny.
Oh, you got it, Kenny. Here,
Gonna get him going.
here, Kenny. Have a drink, Kenny.
Oh.
Lots of fun, man. This whole community is amazing, man. Oh, one sec. Something's ready to come in. I got to say this. Good afternoon, Larry and panel.
Hello, John.
Good afternoon, John. It is
And Nancy, if you're there.
and Nancy. This is morning for us, so good morning.
Almost afternoon.
Almost up. All he needs is a cake.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're the ones that you were talking about? New Hampshire?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember where they said.
John, without revealing too much information, what part of New Hampshire are you from? Because Mike here on the bottom here, he's from New Hampshire as well.
Yeah, we're gonna make Kenny a cape.
We're gonna make you a cake. Kenny,
Because
I actually have.
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Mike.
Real quick, I believe I met them with Sean and Alana.
They were at the meetup in Miami.
But before that, I believe they were at Sean and his cousin's place.
Yes,
in Fort
yes,
Myers.
they were. Yes, they were.
Okay,
Yes.
that's where I met them then.
Look who it is.
Hi, Michael Ann.
Hey, Michael.
Okay, well, we'll do it this way, Michael Ann, to make you feel better.
Canadians always belong on top.
Yeah, exactly. And so do the women.
Oh, did I spell Commando Kenny wrong? I'm gonna have to change that.
You did.
I did spell
John
that
just
wrong.
let you know.
It's
Thank you, Sean.
two
John.
M's in there.
Yeah, I
John-
forgot.
John, don't you know about famous Kenny, Commando Kenny?
Oh, John knows about Kenny. What's this say?
I met Mike at Sean's cousin's house. How are things going, Mike?
They're going well. Thank you. And yeah, we were discussing New Hampshire and Montreal and whatnot, and they mentioned that you weren't that far off from the border as well. So I can't remember where you guys were in New Hampshire.
Yeah, so there was somebody else talking about New Hampshire.
And I know there's a few other people that are like down. One is, and I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but they're over in towards Keene. And then another one that does traveling and whatnot, and I believe he's down. Is he the one that's down near the Keene area? I can't remember.
Southern North Hampshire, near Mount Monadnock.
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 Phenomena.
Sorry. Jimmy the astute tourist. Jimmy the astute tourist is from New Hampshire. Danny thinks. Wait a minute. I need to go back to that.
Yes. Astute tourist. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And he's the one that I believe is over towards the Keene area.
Is it like triggering for you, Mike, with that? Man, I got it.
No. The Muppets.
Jimmy is near the coast. We are 30 minutes from Keene. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to give too.
Oh, okay. So they're the ones that are over that way, and then Jimmy's near the.
I
Okay.
actually thought, because you said you're up by the border, I actually thought they were up by the border, but they're south. So
And they're about I'm going to say an hour and a half to 2 hours south then from where I was.
so I
Because
can
I was
safely say I've been in your state where you guys are all from. I went to Boston in 1978.
Ah,
Drove from New Brunswick to Boston.
How are you, Michael?
I was just going to go there.
I'm good. How are you, Ananda?
Good.
Hi, Michael Ann. How are you?
I'm good, Larry. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Got
We're
your
almost
nap
getting
time
ready
in?
for our nap too.
No,
Nap
Larry's not getting a nap today.
We're not-
It was bad.
I was bad this morning. Look,
I
this is
could
what
say
you're gonna make
something, but not on this one.
Yeah,
You're gonna make
We'll
me
wait till
here.
tonight. That's about right.
Yeah. Kenny, I can't find your it's definitely a 10.
Oh, I forgot to send you that video too.
That's right.
Yes,
You
Kenny.
got 2. You're gonna send me 2. That's definitely a 10. So I don't have to use my ugly one. And your tongue one.
Tongue slap.
Okay.
What's this? Now I have to do this.
Yeah, now everybody's gonna have the song in their head all day long.
Oh, wait. Danny needs a little peek there. Gotta give Danny her peek. So, Michael Ann, I was able to step into your show, but amazingly, we were going for a nap at the time.
That was the day.
It was the real nap, Michael Ann.
A few minutes of it.
We did catch. We were laying in bed.
You made a comment in there.
We were laying in bed watching your show just before we nap.
We went.
Oh my God! Now you got me
Well,
going.
Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
So Mike,
You're getting red.
yeah, Mike. No, that's because I had a.
Oh yeah, your sunburn.
So I
got
was the pre-nap.
Yeah.
So the prenup.
I can say a whole bunch of things, but we'll just wait.
That's why I like going to do his show, because I can bring up anything, Michael. I can bring up anything you want. Shall we talk about Michael Ann's special interest?
Oh, I hear Grandma.
Larry.
Yeah. Man. There you go, Danny. Keep it going in your head now, Danny.
Yeah, once that song's in your head, it's in there all day.
Danny's going to be hearing that tonight in her dreams. Oh, Mike, I was going to say something. Just 2 seconds. Oh. No, it wasn't Scromo. So you know Dewey's show, right? You know about that? He has one on Saturday nights.
Probably not.
You might not want to know.
Huh?
It's a positive spin on sex.
It's called sexual peekaboo.
Sexual peekaboo.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of our jokes.
A lot of our jokes are coming from that. See, even Kenny
Okay.
he knows. He knows all the inside jokes.
I
He's got
usually
the soft joke, his Toy Story, and all that kind of stuff. Michael Ann's got the Toy Stories too, right?
I guess I'm gonna have to
I told you he died.
go and check this out.
Oh, he died. Michael Ann, you're gonna have to get a new one.
It's a pretty funny show. Last week we were contestants on like a marriage. The
It's like a Love and
Oh.
Marriage show. Have you heard of the Love and Marriage show that was back in the 70s? I think it was.
Yes.
yeah, they did like a spin on that, and it was pretty funny.
Wasn't that show closed
Yeah.
down?
It probably should be.
Well, it's not Love and Marriage show. They call it Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
And so what it is, Mike. Oh, I don't have my things here. Here it is, right here. So
And I'm already-
they'll oh wait, I have to go like that. You know, it's a magic marker board, and what it
Yeah.
is, they'll give us.
Oh, you got one too.
Michael,
The same one.
I got,
Wait a minute, Michael. Does that mean you're joining the
I
show?
got one too.
Oh, you got one too.
Mine,
I can go
mine
grab
said-
the one off the wall.
This one I used for the match game last night.
What does it
Mine
say?
says V was here.
Oh,
I had it my
You got
office
that-
room that I had.
the Colorama, didn't you?
So I can go grab the whiteboard off the wall over there. And
We all
we'll all
have
have
So
We can play around.
Dewey's looking for couples to come up on the panel and join him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's a good time to be single.
I'm not a couple, so
Yeah, it won't. You have to be a couple. It won't work. We're trying to get John and Nancy to come along with their Mickey and Minnie costumes.
I'm surprised I hadn't gotten any notifications from that because I went to their channel and I'm already subbed.
So, Mike,
I don't know.
just so you're aware, okay, all of us are given a false sense of control over social media. We don't. These people, Facebook, Instagram, they all control what they want us to watch, not what you want. So they give you the thoughts of feeling, oh, I have control. Hit that bell notification. You're going to get every notification. No, it doesn't work that way, right? So sadly, we have to.
Plus, it's a new channel. Like it's not on his normal channel. It's actually called Sexual Peekaboo, the channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's him and Danny,
Hey,
Danny Green.
Danny D said she'll send you the link. Even Danny's gone to the show.
Yeah, she was there last week.
Okay, Danny, please do because I would love to check that out.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's tonight at 10 Eastern, right?
Yeah, 10 Eastern.
Okay, so 8:00 here. All right.
Which would be 8 p.m.
Yep.
your time.
And I even have down in my little corner here, if I hover over my clock in the bottom corner,
Yeah.
I even have it showing local time and Eastern time.
Oh,
So-
that's cool.
What was I going to say to that? I just want people to know that this is an open discussion about sex. Really, it's not porn. It's not nudity. Well, no, there's no nudity.
Well, Larry and Dewey try and take their shirts off sometimes, but
Kind of. Well, Dewey does have a nice different shirt on, but I think it's important that everybody understands about this sexual people. It's okay. And Nanda's taught me it's okay to talk about it. You're like, oh my God, let's talk about sex.
yeah.
Oh no. It's a fun place to go, and that's what Ananda and I've been doing. We're going there. I was saying to you, Michael, and I can come up with anything sexual. If we can have a conversation, I can throw it into a sexual. What's that called?
Yeah, most men.
Innuendos.
I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. And if you notice, Michael, and we're saying a lot of stuff on that show. A lot of that's just to get the show going on. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. Well, actually, yeah, I am.
We tried, Danny.
But yeah, Danny.
Danny will.
Danny,
Danny sure will.
yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Real quick, thank you, Danny, for sending that. I got it. Thank you. And
It is
you
good.
can make anything almost
Everything.
anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Turn it sexual.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
read the directions on the back of a cake box.
Oh, you really? Oh, you want to go there,
You know,
Mike?
beat until beat until
Stick it in. Stick it in the oven first.
stick
Wait,
you can
stick it in the oven,
You're gonna get
but
Kenny
don't
on.
have a nap first. You have to wait for your nap, then take it out, bring it in. Okay, I just wanted to bring it up. A lot of people will hear sexual people and they'll get all scared and afraid to go check things out. Go check it out, man. It's lots of fun. Kenny's been there.
It's fun.
Kenny, what do you think of it, Kenny?
I don't know.
I actually haven't been there yet. I'm usually at church when
You can watch it at church, Kenny.
Wait a minute. You're watching this at church?
no.
Praise the Lord. Never mind.
No, I'm usually at church on Saturday nights usually, and don't usually get out until probably about 9:30, about 9:30 usually.
Okay.
Well, you have half an hour.
An hour to get home,
Lights
Doesn't
up,
start till
Wait a
10
minute.
and usually goes at least an hour or more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it usually goes
Okay.
a couple hours.
Kenny, doesn't your fiance go to church with you?
No,
No. Oh, okay. I thought she went to church with you. Okay. All right.
no, she goes to a different one than I do. So
Go ahead, Mike.
real quick. It from the sounds of it, it kind of reminds me of what we used to do on a few of my lives with the what's the thing there?
the Dirty Mind Games.
Dirty Mind Games. Yes, thank you, Kenny. Where you're describing something that makes it sound sexual, but it's like a pencil or
Well, I'll give you an example, Mike. Okay, you ready?
Take me down. Yes.
No, I know that. Okay, I don't want to embarrass you. Okay, we've done this to Michael Ann, but do you have a toy box?
We know Kenny does now.
I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. So.
Exactly.
Michael Ann, do you have a toy box?
I have a thing in my drawer, but like I said, Bob died.
Bob is dead.
Bob's dead. He needs new batteries.
Yeah.
Wait, even Danny D's got a toy box.
Poor Danny.
I've been looking.
Yeah, we need the link to Adam and Eve.
Yeah, we need a new link.
Dewey and Danny have done show and tell of their toy box.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Mike. They do show and tell.
They do.
So
and Dewey has some very interesting.
You're going to have to ask Dewey to show and tell his toys.
Or not.
Mike. Yes, they do have show and tells in that sense. Now they don't have show and tell of actual nudity or anything, but he does.
Can you imagine?
Look at this! Oh my God, Taylor's coming in here.
Yeah, Taylor, no surprise what we're talking about as usual.
Taylor,
And
go ahead.
now he saves that for his OnlyFans page.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Kenny's got a new channel there now. What's it called, Kenny?
Huh?
Or is it
What's your new
Patreon? I can't remember.
OnlyFans channel?
I don't have a new page.
Yeah, he has his private channel.
Yeah, well, it could be one of two things. It could be the OnlyFans page, or it could be the Patreon page. Either way, those are allowed.
Welcome to the map.
Be one of those Patreons paying for.
So yeah, this is all in fun, guys. I just want to bring in here, like, this is a mental health channel, but this is all laughter. This is what I am allowing to happen. We need to have laughter, and
Yes,
we can't
I
be
agree.
always too serious with life.
We needed it today. It was
We
a
needed
bad
it today,
morning.
really. Anand and I were both having a bad morning. And I love talking about this because Taylor, my daughter here, this is my daughter Taylor, lives in New Mexico, Mike.
Yep.
See, Taylor's
Yeah, I
got an only
remember
man.
from
What's that?
the last live I was on with you guys.
Yes.
Yep.
She has an
Hi,
only
Taylor.
man's page instead of OnlyFans. Hers is only man's page.
Save the good show and tell for people who shop.
See, that's Dewey's only man's channel.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Only man's channel. Wait, we got to do this.
What's up? Yeah, go ahead.
I have for you and Amanda is are you going to bring your daughters up with you on the meet?
Oh, if we drive up, yeah, she might come.
It's up to her.
Yeah,
It's up to her.
depending what she does.
Okay.
Okay.
So
There we go.
She has a new baby, so
Yeah, and she's pretty private too, though, Mike. Right? So
no, that's fine. I like to do meetups and whatnot, but I don't like having cameras in my face.
no.
I should have known that, Mike, because I actually knew that. I should have known that.
So I have no issues meeting people, but it's some of the people on YouTube want to film everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
So-
we're not like that at all.
Well, especially because we see this. I don't know if you saw this, Mike, because you don't really follow all the cruise channels, do you?
No.
So there's a channel called Ben and David. They're from the UK, and they went on an MSC cruise. And these guys are a big channel. I don't know how many followers. They got hundreds of thousands of followers. And there was a nasty thing going through the community and online, and I even think in the news, not necessarily the mainstream news, but in the news, that they were singled out and made to leave their cruise early because they were recording in a private area with high-end gear, which is what they were. The gear was high-end. Even though it's still not your regular TV crew stuff, their camera is small, but their gimbal that they use was pretty big. And they're in this private area on a cruise ship. It's exclusive area on a cruise ship. And they're recording. And so what they say is they don't try not to get people in the thing. And that's how we do it. But I have a GoPro. I have a GoPro camera, and it's small. If you say you don't want nothing, fine, I will not do it. Because there was a situation in Miami that happened. Somebody didn't want to be, and I'm not even going to show that footage or whatever, but it was because this was the meetup and how things are, right? You know, I think the important thing in that is we all need to communicate to each other. And also as creators, we also got to understand not everybody wants to be in the limelight or whatever, right?
Right.
We walked into that hotel in Miami and everybody was.
Everybody's in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
You gotta
that's why.
respect
Maybe my subconscious was telling me, don't go to Miami because of all the cameras.
Yeah. That would make me very uncomfortable if there was a whole bunch of cameras.
See, some people would sit there and say, with you, Mike, well, you go live. What's the problem? And you're live right now. No, that's not the same thing. You are in control of what you show people. Right? If you don't want people to see anything, you get to shut it down. Whereas with me, you don't get to shut it down if I'm recording.
Yeah.
You, right. So that's right. Just like that. Speaking of that little logo, kind of, you know, the last live I remember, Mike, is when you were going, I think, courtside. I don't know if it was courtside or going towards that area. You were driving along this freeway. It's one of the main freeways going through there. I think it was 2 something. You were doing a live feed the whole way, and you were going by there. Michael Ann's doing the same thing. A train. You were following a train. It's this famous route in Arizona that I want to see, because I was just doing this the other day. I was watching somebody else. I think I'm
You
showing
mean
you.
the Route 66 area?
I don't know if it's Route 66. I don't think it's Route 66. It is. Where's Arizona? So let me see. I think it's either 10.
10 runs along the southern part, and then
Where's
40 runs along.
Quartzsite? Where's Quartzsite in like a big
So,
town?
in reference of 10,
Yeah.
right in Arizona, over towards the California border area. You'll see like the Colorado Indian
Wow,
Reservation.
Quartzsite's right at the border. So
Yeah.
I would say it was the 10 that you were on. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the 10 that you were on, Mike, because the reason is I watch a bunch of channels and they were showing that route, and I remember, hey, no, that was what Mike was doing his live feed on. That came to my mind, right? And it's like, oh God, I want to try that route. That looks like a cool route. Because they were following a train, and they were showing the lady rolling down her window, sticking her arm out, trying to get the train driver to do that. Because I remember you passing a train in your live feed.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was a while ago. Wow.
That's the last time I saw you around, Mike.
Hey.
But I've been also dealing with a lot of mental health stuff as well, Mike.
I understand.
I was on a mental health break for a long time, actually. That's what explained what. Wow, that was a long time ago, right? Yeah.
And that's why I've stepped away from YouTube for a while. Is I needed to work on me. I needed to.
There's nothing wrong with self-care, Mike. We all need self-care, man. And don't feel bad for taking that break and working on yourself. There's not a thing wrong with that.
I will start getting back into doing lives, but I won't be doing them every night.
Yeah.
Because that just burnt me out.
No kidding.
I think, once or twice a week, Mike, for you, in your sense, that way there you can have your breaks in between. It's like going to the gym, like we were just learning yesterday. We need to take a break. We can't be overdoing it, and we need to do it slowly and stuff like that. So in your case, like once a week. Oh, hey, this week I did this, X, A, Y, and Z, throw little things, and then, have your live feed once a week, right?
Yeah. And I think also is the fact that oh God, what was I going to say? Doing the nightly live, and it was starting to. I have always said when YouTube becomes a job for me, I will no longer enjoy it. It started to become like that.
Yeah.
And I like, and because where I was out west for a while, and there, depending on the time of year was, I think it was like 3 hours behind at one point for the East Coast. And so I would be like, okay, so 11 p.m. or 10 p.m., whatever it was I was doing Eastern time. So I'm like, okay, so I have to be set up and ready to go by 7 or 8, and I'm like, and I couldn't do anything because I always had to get back to, and I'm like, too much of a job.
And Mike, you know what else? Are you getting paid?
Not really.
No.
Our channel. Well, no, Kenny, you're monetized now, aren't you?
I don't have it
set up. You don't want it that way, right? You're not.
No, I don't want it that way because I don't want to take the chance on.
You don't say it, Kenny. Sorry, don't say it. I know what you're talking about. Yes, no, I understand. In our case, we don't really necessarily need to worry about it. In our case. But in your case, yours is different, Kenny. So you be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that this being a public platform and they find that stuff online, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Where's that money coming from?"
You can't hide it from them.
And so for us,
And-
Mike, go ahead. No,
Well,
you
I'm
first.
saying I'm monetized now. You know, I've been monetized for almost 2 years now, or at least one, 1.5. I don't remember. But anyways, but again, you know, it's like so. Since I've been monetized, I've gotten $100.
Holy cow, gosh, we're gonna travel the world with that.
You know, and I checked my activity just last night on the analytics side, and I did 365 days instead of the last 28 days. In the last 365 days, I've earned. Get ready, brace yourselves. I don't want you to fall over. In the last 365 days, I've made $25.
Oh, wow.
That's what YouTube is. And so the reason why I was bringing that up, Mike, is here we're putting in a lot of work for free for YouTube, a lot, and they're not really rewarding the smaller areas. All they're focusing on is throwing in these guys that's got a big, huge friggin' team behind them. And of course, they're going to have great content. They got hundreds of people helping them make great videos. And here we are. We're small little creators down in this small little world doing all their garbage, and they're sending up free ads on here. I mean, I don't care if YouTube shuts me down or not. It doesn't matter to me.
You know, I get a kick out of, and it's not everybody. So
no. And I'm not putting that in there either.
So nobody take this personal in chat or whatever, but or whoever's lurking. But some of the more popular channels that are always getting, you know, companies, oh, here, try this. Oh, here, try that. Oh, here, try this. And they're getting free stuff thrown at them. Like, you know, I know one particular YouTuber who had gotten a 32 kilowatt hours of lithium battery. So, and these batteries go for almost $8,000 a piece.
Right. Big batteries, yeah.
And he got 2 of them for free from the company to try out. And I'm like, you know, what, you know, they should be, you know, working with the smaller channels to help them out and grow. But
I think the thing is, and this is what I was saying earlier, though, Mike, social media has given us a false sense of control. We think one way, but no, they're thinking another way, and all they're caring about is bringing in billions of dollars for them. And the way they do that is taking care of the bigger people at the top, because they're the ones that has millions of viewers, millions of eyes on their product. So someone like us down at the bottom, we have what? I have 600 and something people on my channel. Well, that's only 600 eyes. So, you know, like, why would I give all my ad space? Well, you know what? You are. I'm creating content. I'm spending money out of my pocket every month to make content, and I'm getting what, 20, 30 views?
Yeah.
You know, like, like, not all of my videos are pathetic, but it's because the way they use that algorithm, that algorithm is built for the bigger channels, the bigger views, and it's the advertisement that it gets, and that's why. And so in your case, what you're saying, brand deals, Mike, you know, you can get, how many subscribers you have? You got a couple thousand, don't you?
I think it was like 22 something.
You know, you can reach out to channels, right, on your own, even at that number, and ask, hey, look, I got this kind of following. This is my people. Hey, I was wondering if you can sponsor me. You do. That's what they do as well, right? You know that, Mike, right?
I'm horrible at wording things.
No, totally. So yeah, you as like a couple thousand followers, that's enough to really reach out to these companies. Pick a company that you like their product and say, look, here, I'll do a small little review for you, blah, blah, blah. I actually already did it myself, actually. But stupid me, I didn't know how to really negotiate. I don't know if you remember, no, you wouldn't, but Michael Ann and you guys, I love sharks. And I did an interview with Matt and Kimbra one day, and we were talking about sharks. Well, I used a video from this shark place in Mexico where we got married, and I reached out to them and asked if they would sponsor. They were going to, but they just said, they were asking me, like, what's a great price? Because we don't know what the price is and stuff like that. So I just gave up on that. I was a little nervous with that. But
And
okay.
and that's the same with me. I would not know. I would be like, it's like, for instance, when I did I have a friend that had me, because he knows I like to drive. When I was back in New Hampshire one year, he's like, I got a question for you. How much would you charge to tow a boat from New Hampshire to Indiana? And I had my Civic at the time. And I'm like, well, my car doesn't use a lot of gas. It's got good gas mileage. I said, I don't know, like $500-600 maybe. He's like, so he called his friend. He called the guy back with the boat that owns the boat that wanted it delivered. And he's like, well, I've got somebody here, and they're willing to do it for $1,500. And when they get up,
so he just made $1,000 off of your $500.
Well, no, I got to keep it.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like, so basically $1,500 to drive a bass boat out from New Hampshire out to Indiana. When I got out to Indiana, I was put up for the night in this nice hotel, had a great dinner, but I wouldn't have known to do, because I'm like, I don't want to go too high.
Yeah.
But we're it's like with my photography. People are like, well, how much do you charge for photos and whatnot? I love it anyways. But I'm like, I started out like $50 for an hour session, and hundreds of photos. And I'm now at basically $75. And it could be, a family shoot or senior pictures, or because some of these photographers that do senior pictures for high schools and whatnot,
they're charging a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you marketing yourself?
I was only doing through Facebook and word of mouth and whatnot. And I do get a work when I go back to New Hampshire. I will, if I know I'm going to be there from say next year, because I don't plan on going back there this year. So next year I'm going to say July to September, I'm going to be in New England, and people will contact me for school pictures, occasional weddings still, which I hate doing weddings.
I actually get into photography for a while, Mike, and I got out of it. I sold my camera and bought a Cricut machine. Long story. I looked into all that stuff that you're talking about, and a lot of people, they didn't like doing weddings.
I would think it would be high stress weddings, very high stress.
So I've gotten to the point, and it's gonna. I mean, for me it sounds high, but I would say, well, so how you want a start to from getting ready to the end of the reception? Do you want just the vows? What? And people are like, oh, well, we could do the getting ready in the morning with the hair and whatnot. And I'm like, it's the bill, is racking up. And I'm like, so what would you charge? I'm like, okay, so I got to be there 9 a.m. or earlier. I'm not going to leave until about 8 or 9 at night.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about $2,000 worth of.
Yeah, $2,000.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, $2,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you want, because I'm gonna be there for 12 hours,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Um, and I'm gonna be putting up with a lot of bullshit. So, and you get people that, you're trying to take a picture and they're not looking at you because everybody else is with their cell phones
Yeah.
doing, oh, over here, or people are like, oh, well, when you get done taking that photo, will you get a shot with my cell phone? I'm like, no, get.
And then if you don't get the perfect shots, then they freak out because it was their one special day, and yeah, they want the perfect shot.
See, Danny knows.
Yes.
Do you ever think of selling your photos, Mike?
I have thought of it, and people are like, and again, comes down to the pricing. People are like, oh, well, how, I saw you posted this wonderful shot of, the Mount Washington Hotel and whatnot, and I really like it. How much do you want for it? I'm like,
Yeah. How do
I
you
don't know.
put
What's your
price?
email address? I'll send you this image file. You can go print it at Walmart.
Yeah.
So here's the
Exactly.
thing, Mike. I like graphic design. I'm not great. I don't have no training or anything. I just like graphic design. I'm always looking for images, stock images for something either royalty free or if it costs, I won't pay for it. But there's all kinds of sites out there that take photos. So in your case, you're constantly driving all over the country. There's some beautiful scenes that you get. A lot of people want that. They want it. So let's just say, in your case, you're in an RV life. You're a nomadic person. So you're in that world. Those kind of people want a thumbnail, right? So they want a great picture of a background of the Grand Canyon. Do you know what I mean? You sell that up, whatever you feel is the most popular photos. You know what I mean? Like whatever the big demand is out there. You need to find out, research, all that. I've learned all that, but I gave up on photography, right? You know what I mean? I should have kept my camera. What do you have for a camera, if you don't mind me asking?
I have it's right here, actually. I've got the,
Oh, he's got a Canon. Woohoo!
Yep. I've got the,
Nothing but, Mike. Nothing but. And it looks like you got the 75.
that is a
75
to 250 right now.
Oh, so you got the 55 to 250. Okay.
Michael Ann's got
Michael's got a Canon there. See, nothing but Canon.
Nice.
This is the T3i.
T3i. Okay, yeah.
And I had the T3 for the longest time.
I was just looking at the T3.
And I switched it. I still have the camera body for the T3. And I just bought the T3i camera body, and it's interchangeable lenses anyways. And people are like, oh, why don't you upgrade, to like the newer, the mirrorless or what? I'm like, this camera still works perfectly good.
So what I was saying to my daughter Taylor, okay, she really wants to get into photography as well. There was a camera here on Marketplace, a T3 for $89. And now it's an older version, but what I told Taylor is you really don't need the highest end camera to get great shots. Now, where it does make a difference is the lens. That does make a difference. If you want certain things, the bokeh and all that kind of bokeh, all those kinds of things, then the lenses and the distances and all those things comes into play. The more expensive, the better the photo is going to be. But to really get great photos, those kit lenses is all you really need.
Yep.
Some kits that you've had there came with the 250. Mine was an 18 to 55 kit lens.
Yeah,
I had the Canon 70D.
I've got a 18 to 55.
Yep, which is the normal kit lens. Yep, the
I've got
250.
the 55 to 250. I've got the 75 to 300.
I had that. Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the stock 75 to 300
Yeah.
is it doesn't have image
Image
stabilization.
stabilization is exactly the same problem that I had with that.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're over there and you're zooming in and you're seeing and then it's shaky. Like the farther you zoom out. Nah.
Yep.
I'm surprised. Do you have a 50? A nifty 50?
I have a 50 fixed.
Oh, fixed. Okay.
50 millimeter fixed, and its low is the f stop is 1.8. The
1.8.
lowest.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
So good light, low light
Yep.
lens. And then I've got a it's not a Canon lens, but it fits on my camera. It's a Sigma.
Sigma. Sigma.
18 to 80.
Wow.
So,
wow. What's the difference between that and 18? Well, 5 millimeters. 18 to 70. Yeah, 18 to 55. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. 18 yeah.
And that's the one I used to go with all the time as far as everyday stuff, because you can get the, sort of zoom in on things, but then go down to 18, and it was that coverage instead of trying to, 18 to 55. Oh, wait, I need my 55 to 250. But
see, a lot of people don't understand photography in that sense, Mike. They think, okay, it's a camera. Well, let's take shots. Yes, you can. You can still take beautiful shots with that the T3, which is an older camera. It's a 12 megapixel camera. Now, where it changes, if you want to blow that picture up onto your big wall, well, no, you're not going to get great pictures with that.
Exactly.
But it's still within a crop down 8x10. It doesn't matter if you have a 24 megapixel camera over a 12 megapixel camera. Down in that image size, it's still going to be the same thing. It's that those megapixels is allowing you to blow that up bigger with a better quality.
And I don't know how you feel about this, but personally, I try to tell everybody to shoot in RAW.
Always in RAW. Yeah, of course you can.
No JPEG,
No. Always in RAW.
And
that gives you more control over. Go ahead.
Granted, it takes up more per image on your card, but you have more control over the overall editing.
So when you're saying that with RAW, when you look at your photo, it's going to look crazy gray and off colors. But what he's saying is the bigger file it's taking the photo and it's saving all the information within a photo. Then you can take that into a photo editing software, which then allows you to control the colors differently, the contrast, all that kind of stuff independently on its own. Whereas with what do you call it? JPEGs and all that kind of stuff, it makes the images small, and it's only saving a very limited information, right? So with the RAW, you got tons of information that will allow you to edit that photo differently than with, say, a JPEG. Michael Ann, with your camera, yours is a point and shoot, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a PowerShot SX50.
I don't know.
I actually I borrowed somebody's when my camera was in the shop, and they had the PowerShot, and I can't remember what it was, and I actually liked it.
PowerShot SX50 HS. A friend of mine has the next one down, and he was getting like a DSLR type camera, and it's like my son has a Nikon DSLR one. I used it for a while, but I'm not in this one.
Yeah, I'm looking it up on the internet.
PowerShot SX50. But my friend had the one that's a step down from this one. He was getting the new DSLR. No, backwards. DSLR. and he was going to give me his. And
All right,
we
there we
were
go.
chatting in a group before the cruise, and all of a sudden another friend in the group says, "Oh, I got this for you." So I got this given to me just before the
So
cruise.
your camera, Michael Ann, is basically like Mike was saying. Michael Ann. What Mike was saying about the T3. So his is a T3i. The T3 is kind of like a step, not even a step down. It's like a. I can't remember the difference between the I and the without the I.
The only difference from the
Interchange.
T3 to the T3i is the back screen.
Back screen, yeah.
It flips out. You can
Yeah,
twist
same
it
with my
around.
70D. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
The newer ones, the T4i, the T4i, 5i, and up is all touchscreen, and I don't like that.
No. Well, mine was
this,
touchscreen, but it also flipped out. My Canon 70D. Yeah.
But with the touchscreen, I'm always afraid that when I'm doing this,
your eye hits it and it changes.
I'm going to bump it with my nose or something, and it's going to mess up the settings, you know?
And
mine's got two buttons. Whoops, where you are here.
Yeah.
These two here. And I'm constantly accidentally hitting them when I'm trying to do something. And
yeah,
He's gonna have a nap too.
Ken uses his cell phone to take videos and photos.
Yeah, I use my cell phone to take photos and videos.
Well,
there's my camera, Kenny.
You know, that's the other thing is that I've learned is from other photographers, talking to them and whatnot, and being like, you know, what's the best, you know, that you can do, you know, with this price range, and everybody's the big time ones and whatnot that I've talked to. The best picture you take is with what camera you have.
Doesn't matter what camera you have.
You know, it's kind of like there was a thing. What was it about? I may screw this up, so excuse me, but there was a dinner party that this person was invited to, and they get to the house, and it's big luxurious mansion, blah, blah. Anyways, and the woman's like, that invited him to go, she's like, I love your pictures, you know, you're awesome and amazing and beautiful, and you must have a nice camera. And he didn't say anything. And then, you know, after the dinner was over and everything, and he said to her, man, that was that was the best meal I've ever had. You must have a good stove. You know, it's not the equipment that you have, it's how you use it.
See,
Get
look,
to know what you have for a camera.
Stuff.
Yeah.
He's trying to bring up this sexual peekaboo topic now. I see how you're doing this.
Look at a little baby Canon.
There's the Canon.
I had this little power shot. It was my son's that I was doing my LARP videos on. And then
one of my first cameras, Michael Ann.
Pardon?
That was one of my first cameras.
I still have a Kodak like that.
Oh wow!
That I keep in my glove box, just in case, you know, in case of emergency. That I always have that charged up. If you're in an accident or something, you know, it's a quick and easy one to grab and take pictures.
I have a. Sorry, Michael Ann.
Well, I take this one to LARP all the time. I keep it for emergency in case this dies. But I started doing video on this, and this was a lot clearer than this. So.
Yeah. The cell phones have pretty good cameras in them nowadays.
Now they're not the top. They're not the best.
No.
You're not going to get, you know, award-winning
for an everyday picture.
But it does what it is. It does what it is. Like for us, for YouTube, it's perfect. You know, unless you're like a 1 million subscriber channel, like it doesn't matter. 1080p is all we need. Stuff. What was I going to say to that effect? Oh, wow. I just looked at the time. We're 29 minutes past the time.
We've never had a time thing on it.
No. Are you okay with keeping on? Yeah. So I actually wanted to bring up something, if that's okay. This is an open panel, but I wanted to bring this back a little bit on mental health and stuff. Just give me a minute. I'm going to set it up. It's not long. But I need to do one thing first. This sec. Wrong one.
There. Your captain is speaking. The
Wrong
real
one.
captain.
Sorry.
Captain Billy J. Captain back to back. Captain
Sorry,
side
guys.
by
I
side of
meant,
the day in
wrong
between
one.
and 25.
Sorry, Mike.
The captain.
Give me a sec. I need to put up this one. Here we go. So I want to let everybody else, there's a disclaimer here. The information on this channel is provided as an information resource only, and it is not to be used or relied on for any diagnostic or treatment purposes. It is also important to never self-diagnose yourself or to try to diagnose anyone without proper training. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any healthcare decisions or for guidance about a specific medical condition. Cognitive Nomad expressly disclaims responsibility and shall have no liability for any damages, loss, injury, or liability whatsoever suffered as a result of a reliance on the information contained on this channel. By joining this group or any of its discussions, you agree to these terms and conditions, which may from time to time be changed or supplemented by Cognitive Nomad. If you do not agree to the foregoing terms and conditions, you should not enter into any of its discussions. So, Mike, Kenny and them already know. So the channel is all about supporting each other. That's what I created this channel for. It's, you know, I wanted to be, you know, a community-driven channel. Like, you remember Papa Mozo?
What's that?
Do you remember Papa Mozo?
Vaguely.
Okay, so he was a pastor, part of the big channel, all that, like a big community stuff. I used to be a mod on his channel, and all he did was just go up there and just talk. But there's a purpose behind what he was doing. Like, he was trying to give support to people, and that's what inspired me to create this channel. Is a lot of us are dealing with a lot of mental health stuff out there. And I'm not a doctor, and Anand and I aren't doctors or anything, but Anand and I are both dealing with mental health stuff, right? And we're going through classes and everything. And so this is what I created this channel for, is to help you guys out there so we can all support each other. And so these are little pieces of information that I'm learning along the way. Both Anand and I are taking a course called DBT, Dialectical Behavioral Training, with a psychiatrist. It's once a week for 2 hours on Zoom and stuff. And so whatever information I provide on here is just information, but it's important that everybody else out there knows that this information is just for you to become aware and then go seek out the help from a professional. But again, this is just something small. I just wanted to bring up. It's something that I learned that I thought was important.
And
you want to say something, Mike?
Yeah, and I think that's great for you guys to do that, because that's what started me with YouTube. Is I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna do lives, and then that rolled into the 24-hour live and the month and a half long live, but all along it was also supposed to be a support group for people to go when, because it was the dead COVID time, you know, and lockdown, and people couldn't go anywhere, and
depression and all that kind of stuff was rampant.
So, and the amount of emails that I'd gotten for people that reaching out and saying, you know, thank you, you know, you saved my life. You know, I may not have talked, but I was listening to some of the stuff. So, good for you.
Thanks, man. So, Ananda and I, my last job, Mike, I'm on disability. You knew that. I told you this before.
Yep.
My last job, I was an outreach worker. I got paid but Ananda volunteered the exact same hour. She did it all for free with me. So we were like a team. I would help out with the guy side of things. She would help out with the women's side of things. So that was kind of like what we're doing. It's supporting, people, addicts and everything, homeless people in our community, right? Prior to that, I worked 5 years at a homeless shelter. And so my job was a front desk support worker, which is a glorified security guard that I had to do what a normal security guard does in a building, but it was also, as it called, a support worker. And so my job was to sit there and support people and listen to their stories and help them to feel good about themselves, to help them to get through that struggle that they're having, or also looking up resources. If you're struggling, hey, how do I get this? Like I was saying to you earlier about with photos, that's me trying to help you with resources or whatever the case may be, right? It may not be a mental health thing, but like I was trying to show you, but it's still, that's what I do. This is my background. It's helping and supporting people to find the resources, be it mental health or photography or whatever the case may be, right? And so today, I just wanted to bring up things that are, well, it's one little thing that's come up into my thinking pattern recently. Ananda and I are, like I said, doing the DBT, and we're learning a lot of skills, but it's also opening up a lot of thoughts going on in my head. And let me just bring this up here. Let me take a drink first. So what I'm finding out there in the world right now, globally, is a lot of people are struggling with critical thinking. We all have our opinions on about what life is and what it should be and all those things. And we're getting stuck on saying this is what life is. My opinion, it is maybe that's what it is. But everybody's getting stuck on, no, this is what it is. Your party is wrong, or this opinion's wrong, or whatever the case may be. And I think what I'm trying to get with this little thing here is to help people to maybe think outside the box a little bit and understand certain things aren't really clearly what they say. When I went on the group cruise with Kenny and Michael Ann and Dewey and stuff, I felt lost. I didn't feel like part of the community, and I was lonely sitting in my cabin while they're out having dinner and stuff. I was feeling a certain way, right? Well, I learned later that was my own doing. That was me thinking, like, who am I to think that all these 40-something people that are in the group don't care about me? Who am I to think that, right? But that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the group didn't care about me. So that's me doing it. So I need to think outside the box. And this is an important lesson that I learned from a manager. Ironically, I was fired from a job, and the manager, before he let me go, he said, I want to teach you one lesson, and that is you need to learn how to think outside the box. And he drew a picture and all that kind of stuff. And I looked at him like crazy, like, who are you kind of deal. But eventually down the road, I realized that's an important lesson in life. We get so stuck on a special, or not special, but a certain thought, and we don't let go of it. And because we feel so strongly about that feeling, well, maybe you are wrong. Maybe you were thinking differently. Myself, I have borderline personality disorder. So a lot of those are based off past traumas, past fears. Well, those fears aren't happening today. They happened before, but my reaction to them are based off of that. So I need to be careful on it. And so that's why I just want to throw in a little thing here that I got, and it's about critical thinking as defined by the National Council for Excellence in Critical Thinking, 1987. And this is an American article, by the way, guys. Critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. In its exemplary form, it is based on universal intellectual values that transcend subject matter divisions: clarity, accuracy, precision, consistency, relevance, sound evidence, good reasons, depth, breadth, and fairness. And so what I wanted to say to that is we're big thing going on in society right now is the media. The media are sharing stories, and everybody's sitting there seeing that story on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things. And we're seeing their stories and we're believing them as true. The number one weapon going on right now, the World War III, is a weapon of disinformation. We do not know that was real. I just shared a TikTok about a week or two ago, and there was this thing saying, I can't remember what celebrity passed away, but TikTok's full of these. Celebrity passed away. So, you know, I report things if I don't agree with them, right? And I leave it up to TikTok to make that decision. So I reported this thing saying that like this celebrity passed away. Ozzy. It was Ozzy Osbourne. Saying Ozzy Osbourne passed away. And I see them all the time. Yeah. So I reported it. And you get a thing back from TikTok saying, you know what, it didn't violate any terms. Well, clearly he's alive, but there are people making, oh yeah, Ozzy, rest in peace, Ozzy, blah, blah, blah. So social media, and that's just one example, social media is full of so much misinformation, and this is what I'm trying to get through with this thing right here. And because it also got to do with mental health, is how we look at society. Society, like, a lot of people look at the system as a human being. They're not. The system is a democratic society of people, a bunch of people's opinions all coming together as one. That's what society is. Problems in life, mental health. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
But Larry, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
No, that's what I'm saying, Mike. Yeah, of course. And so that's why I wanted to bring up this. And of course, guys, look, it's just this. That's all it is. Actually, here, I'll just finish reading that and then we'll finish talking. Relationship between critical thinking and mental health. Associating critical thinking with mental health is not without reason, since theories of psychotherapy have long stressed a linkage between mental problems and dysfunctional thinking. Proponents of cognitive behavioral therapy suggest that the interpretation by people of the situations affects their emotional, behavior, and physiological reactions. Those with mental health problems are inclined to bias or heuristic thinking and are more likely to misinterpret neutral or even positive situations. Therefore, a main goal of cognitive behavioral therapy is to overcome biased thinking and change maladaptive beliefs via cognitive modification skills such as objective understanding of one's cognitive distortions, analyzing evidence for and against one's automatic thinking, or testing the effect of an alternative way of thinking. Achieving these therapeutic goals requires the involvement of critical thinking, such as willingness and ability to critically analyze one's thoughts and evaluate evidence and arguments independently of one's prior beliefs. What is cognitive behavioral therapy? Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a form of physiological treatment that has been demonstrated to be effective for a range of problems, including depression, anxiety disorders, alcohol, drug use problems, marital problems, eating disorders, and several mental illnesses. Severe mental illness, sorry. Numerous research studies suggest that CBT, not CBD, CBT leads to
CBD helps too.
CBD helps too, yes. Leads to a significant improvement in functioning and quality of life. In many studies, CBT has been demonstrated to be as effective as or more effective than other forms of psychological therapy or psychiatric medications. So let me stop sharing that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to bring this up, is because I'm seeing so much people out there and the separation, like, you know, America and Canada, we're separated because we're so stuck on our opinions on, no, it's this way, or this politician's that way, or whatever the case may be. I'm having problems and you're the problem, not me. You know, society's the problem. You know, I have BPD because society made me that way. No, I have BPD because that's what happened to me in the past, and now I need to learn how to fix those issues that what causes me to have traumatic responses to it. Emotional regulation, all those things that comes into play. And so that's what Ananda and I are doing right now. We're going through DBT and stuff like that. One sec. I just want to do this. Kenny, I actually thought you were sleeping. I thought you were sleeping, little buddy. I know Kenny is.
We were testing him.
We were testing you, Kenny. So I think the problem out there is a lot of people aren't paying attention. I think it's important that schools teach critical thinking. It's missing. That part of society is missing. We are so stuck on, homelessness this, or drug addicts that, or alcoholics this, or this person being this way, or mental health this, or whatever the case. It's just, we don't have enough understanding. It's ignorance. Society doesn't know what's going on. Do you guys even know what it's like, what the statistics of homelessness is? Like, I'm not putting you guys on the spot. You don't need to answer. I'm just making a point. Like, not everybody understands all the stuff going on in societies. We don't get to peek behind that curtain. Only certain people get to see the behind. So all we're stuck with, as it was saying here, where was it here? Are inclined to bias or heuristic thinking and are more likely to misinterpret neutral. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say, I think we all need to focus on critical thinking, all these things, like Ananda and I, and don't be afraid to help, reaching out for help. However that may be. Mike, you might not be receptive to going to a counselor or whatever. I think it's important that we do need to seek some kind of form of professionalism. Not all professionals out there, which I'll go out on a limb and say that, and Ananda can attest to that. Not all professionals are perfect. They're not the greatest. If you can see that resource down below, betterhelp.com, they are a great resource, because the good thing about it is you pay a monthly fee, but you can change it. If you don't feel comfortable with that, that mental health worker, you can ask to be switched, and it follows who you are. Instead of, hey, this is what we're offering you, like in the regular resources out there in our communities. Like, we live in a small landlocked town, and we don't have very many. Like, Ananda and I were having some problems. We wanted to see a marriage counselor. Well, it's 100 and whatever the case may be in hours, $200 an hour. We can't afford it. They do have free stuff, but it's only for mental health. Nothing free, because we're on disability, to help with marriage counseling. So we're stuck, right? So that's why I also promote this BetterHelp thing, is because, well, at least it's online and you can reach out to them. And so I know a lot of guys, because they're
expensive, though.
They're expensive. Well, not as expensive as what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I think it was like $80 a month or something. Yes, it might be out of a lot of people's budget. Well, that's a month.
Yeah, it depends how often you went.
Anyway, check out the link if that's interesting you. But what I wanted to say, because Mike, you're a man. I hope. Sorry.
Yep.
Mike, you gotta prove it. Come on, prove it.
I've got an Audi, not an innie.
And how do you need it? So, Jenny? What?
Kenny's
I just had an image in my head. I could not get it.
Kenny's is definitely an Audi.
Yeah. What I was going to say, though, is a lot of guys are afraid to reach out to help, and women too, but mainly guys. Reach out to somebody for help, and I want to say, as a man, yes, I can prove it if you want. Where's Danny? Danny, where are you, Danny? Danny, are you here, Danny? Where's Danny? Oh, Danny, I can prove that I'm a guy. Sorry, it's an inside joke for Danny. So yeah, a lot of guys are afraid. I actually have a PowerPoint that I have all set up at one point that I wanted like to talk about.
Oh, she's not touching that. We're not gonna.
Not touching what? What, the innie or the outie? Laughter, life's great medication.
Yes.
So a lot of guys, I do have a PowerPoint, not right now, I'm not going to bring it up, but there is a lot of statistics about guys that won't reach out. They're afraid or they can't reach out to seek help. And I think it's important that we should at least give it a try. If you get to a point where, hey, it's not working for you, try somewhere else. Try to find another resource, however you need to do it. There's always... Oh, Danny is still here. There's always resources out there to find. Reach out to somebody, your doctor, your own, family doctor. It's just important, because I think it's important that we can't rely on our own biased thoughts and feelings and stuff. We can have our opinions, and we're entitled to give our opinions, but they may not be right. Right. And that's what's causing your movement in life, is because, no, I feel this way. Life is this way. No, and that's it. You shut down. Go ahead, Mike.
To add to that, about talking about, guys and not wanting to express their emotions, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, I'm all right. Yeah. It's the kind of the same as far as sexual assault. I know as females, it's difficult to say, "Hey, I've been assaulted," but a guy, oh no, it didn't happen. Just this macho, have to put on the front, and
because of their upbringing, Daddy, made you feel like you need to be a man. Suck it up, Buttercup. Don't be doing this. And so they're afraid to say, you know what? I have a problem. I'm angry, or I'm this, or I'm that. Right? Yeah.
So whether it's depression or sexual assault or whatever, don't be afraid to.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Exactly.
You didn't. Say, hey, abuse me.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
I'm going to give you an example. Okay, you didn't see this, Mike, but Ananda and I both told our stories in videos, like in past live feeds. Go check them out. There's one thing I didn't put in there. I didn't think it was important, but I think I'm quite confident in bringing it up right now in this moment, if that's okay with you guys. Love, you okay? I think you know what I'm going to say. Okay, I've never said this on live camera, but I was molested as a 12-year-old boy, right? I'm not afraid to say that, and I want people to see that it's not. We shouldn't be ashamed or hide it because we don't want people to know certain things or all those things. We shouldn't hide those things, because what it's doing, it's hiding within inside yourself, and it's hurting you, and it's stopping you from having a good quality life out there, right? Now, I'm not going to go into detail or anything, but you know what? It's. I'm able to say it. And I'm not proud of it. I didn't do it.
No.
Now this guy's gone. He's already passed away, right? And so, hey, we need to get these things out. We need to talk about them. If guys or girls, it doesn't matter. Talk about your problems. Get out there and speak. If you want to talk behind the camera and you don't want to talk on camera, send me an email. Tell me your story, and I'll read it and talk with you. We'll do a Zoom meeting, private Zoom meeting. I will do that. I will sit down and take time if you want to have a private conversation. Because that's why I think it's important. That's what's missing out there. Society doesn't focus on all those kinds of important things because it costs too much money. Well, why are you spending it all on this? It doesn't work. Okay, right. All right. So let's ignore the problem then, right? Because it costs so much money, you think it's waste of money, like in the drug world, like, addictions world, all the people dying of opioids, and like everybody's got it all figured out, but there's still thousands and thousands of people dying because of opioids. It's because there's society's afraid to spend that money on people getting help. We need help. Every one of us needs help. And this is why, another reason why I created this channel, is just so everybody we can talk. At least we can get it out there. Nobody can stop us from saying, look, hey, this happened to me when I was 12 years old. Nobody can stop me. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I can kind of relate to what you were saying because it was a camp counselor for me, and she was much older, but yeah,
Do you think
and
it affects your life, Mike?
makes me a better person.
Makes you a better person. But now, I just want to caution something within that, if I can say that, because I used to tell Ananda all the time it didn't affect me, but I realize now it does affect me. But not always in the forefront, in different areas of life. It might not be that trauma related, but the trauma. So my BPD is based on abandonment issues when I was younger, and nobody abandoned me, but it was the feeling that I got as a child, right? I came from a family of 8, and so the older people were getting more attention than me, so I felt abandoned. Like mommy didn't take care of me because my father had passed away at the time as well. So I'm feeling abandoned by all my family because, well, they're too busy getting attention from mommy. Well, mommy couldn't give me attention, right? So those are my problems in the past. So now I'm in a relationship with Ananda, and whatever certain things happen, I feel abandoned. Well, that's got nothing to do with really abandoned. It's because I felt that way, and I feel like now she's abandoning me, and whatever the case may be. But it's not. It's because of that behavior that happened a long time ago. We those things are what do you call that? They play in our role in the future. And that's what's happening, and this is what we're both learning right now with this DBT. Is it's not real. Those that abandonment feeling is there, but it's not real. It's based off of what happened before, Mike, and that's what I'm saying with this abuse that happened. It still affects you in a different way, and I'm just wondering if you recognize it. Is it affecting you negatively? Right? Yes, there is the positive piece.
It still does on and off, but
Yeah,
not as bad as say 10, 15 years ago,
yeah.
20 years ago. Just after it happened. Um, and I was fortunately, I had loving parents and
Yeah.
I had support there.
Support. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But it made me actually say, that's not going to stop me from going back to camp next year um, and then, throughout my life, I've had other more tragic things happen. And each one has just made me realize, okay, it's not my fault that happened. Um, or, with the other tragic things that has happened. And it's made me appreciate life better. It's made me, say, decide on this lifestyle back in, you know, I was, after the, stroke and everything, I'm like, almost 8 weeks in the hospital. And it was like
Oh,
a year and a half of physical therapy. And I'm like, I'm still here, you know? Then I was taking, while I'm dealing with that, I was dealing with my dad's health. He finally passed away in January of 2017. And I'm like, nothing else is keeping me here. I can go off and do what I want now. And that's where February of 2017 is when I decided to go full time traveling.
we're
Thank you,
happy you're
Danny.
here, Mike,
Thank you, Danny.
and
So,
us as well, Mike. We all glad you're here, man.
yeah. And, I thought I'd be stopped. I thought it was when I had the heart attack and the bypass surgery. I'm like, if this is it, this is it, you know. But I'm still here, you know.
There's a reason you're here.
Well,
Yep.
and I often joke about this, and it kind of makes me feel better about the situations. But I keep saying I still have too many more people in this world to piss off that I'm not going to go anywhere. So I'm not done pissing people off yet.
Well, here's my thing. I've always said this to Ananda and a bunch of others. I said, okay, if there's a God, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, but if there's a God and he wants me to walk through those pearly gates and stuff, I'm going to say to him, you know what? You're not getting me. Not until you give me 5 minutes with Murphy's Law. I want freaking 5 minutes with Murphy's Law.
You know, half the problem with the society nowadays, too many warning labels.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Which,
If you're stupid enough to try something when it's clearly not a good idea,
Exactly.
such as eating Tide Pods.
Yeah, totally. Do not eat.
Are you also referring to signs everywhere? There's signs. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign?
Yeah, or Bill's phrase. Was it Bill or Bill Engvall or Jeff Foxworthy? Here's your sign.
Bilingual.
Okay, I knew it was one of those two, but yeah, here's your sign.
I was laughing yesterday. I went and bought some meat. On the package with the chicken breast, cooking instructions: remove from packaging.
Mm.
Because you couldn't figure that out.
The steak was the same way. Remove from.
But you know somebody did just take it from the store and put it in the oven.
The other one, cooking instructions: remove plastic wrap and foam tray. Season steak if desired and grilled. I was like, I did a short on them. It was like, idiot. Or I had a short released yesterday all about these guys being illiterate in 3 different languages. They were sitting there smoking and vaping, and not 5 feet behind them is a sign that says English, French, and in pictures, no smoking, no vaping.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
People are that stupid now.
Oh, I know. It's too funny.
Just saying.
True.
What was I going to say? I lost train of thought. Sorry.
Squirrel.
Squirrel
I was
moment.
just reading Cognitive Nomad's comment there.
That's me, by the way.
Oh, the channel. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that, but
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's what I just.
oh, the
shared
channel.
with you.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
That's just
see
a
it now.
quote, Mike. It's okay.
Okay.
Read the signs, Mike. Read the signs.
Speaking of.
Actually, guys, I better get going. It's been 2 hours. And I'm starving. I need food. So, Michael Ann, do you have any plans for the week? I'm eating.
I was
I'm talking in a positive way. Sorry, I should explain a little more, clarify a little more. Do you have any plans for this week? Anything good going on?
I got shorts or videos, short videos or videos dropping every day. To be live stream at the normal time on Thursday. They may eventually move it a little bit later, so I don't interfere with nap time.
What?
And I was in a meeting this morning, and we do have a cruisathon coming up in August 9th, 10th, and possibly 11th. So we'll be looking for people.
I was not informed of this cruise.
Well, she's informing you now.
Oh, I know she is. And I was getting
I'm
to
giving you
the
a heads up before others, but it's like if anybody's interested in helping out, you can contact Sharon Anderson from.
Okay.
She'll probably I'll be dropping her link on my live stream, so
Okay.
I've already shared with Sean that we'll be doing it, and that's where I said I'm going to be doing my game thingy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So just a heads up there.
August 9th, 10th, and 11th?
9th and 10th, and if we can get enough people to fill the 11th, we'll do the 11th as well.
And again, 24 hours, right? It's not
no. I will kick it off Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, and it'll go till midnight, and then I think it picks up at 8 or 9 in the morning and goes till midnight on Saturday, and it'll be the same on Sunday if we can get enough people to fill that. And we're looking out for some new blood in there too to get.
Mike wants to say something here.
Real quick with that. So Helping Hands for Cruising has been ongoing now for how many years?
Well, this October will be the 2-year anniversary of the inaugural cruise, but it was started about a year before that.
So 3 years.
So it's probably close to 3 years.
So
read the signs, folks.
Well, no. What I'm trying to get at is, so it's been 3 years since it started. By now, you guys should be able to be reaching out to cruise ship companies, other partner, people outside of the YouTube to raise money.
That's what they have.
Okay, because YouTube, with the cruisathon thing, it's all the same people.
Yes.
Time and time again. No, so if I'm say I do $100 to the cruisathon because that's all I could do, but I can't do anything until month or two. But it's all the same people.
If I can say that, Mike, what's happening there is all of our channels, because our channels are always growing. So what happens is I might get maybe 10, 20 new subscribers since the last one. So now we have new people that we need to reach out to in our own community. So each YouTube channel is its own community, right?
Right. I understand that. But real quick, and I'll let you go, Mike, on, is but the bigger donations should be coming from like outside businesses and like cruise ship companies, Norwegian and Prince, all this Carnival. But
that's what she's going to talk about. That's what Michael Ann's going to say.
So November 29th to December 6th, 2025, there is going to be a rock and roll tribute cruise, and proceeds from that for everybody that books to go on that cruise, part of what they're booking is going to Helping Hands for Cruising.
Okay, so that's a start then.
It's on the Norwegian Joy. One of the people that's helping and organizing that is becoming a PR person for the board. So there are those connections.
To get out.
Yeah, starting to get out water, like you're saying, Mike.
And if there's anybody out there that has any idea, any sponsors that would be willing to help out with a lot of these things, they're looking for sponsors to help out with that cruise too.
So this cruise is November 9th to December 26th, 2025. It's on the Norwegian Joy. Yep. It's going out of Port Canaveral. I can't remember the ports, but like Michael Ann said, a percentage of the price that you pay for your cruise, which is all inclusive, by the way, it includes drinks, food, everything, Wi-Fi, onboard credits, all that. So a portion of that is actually going, Norwegian Cruise Lines is donating to Helping Hands for Cruising. So that's what we've been advertising. That's what we do every one of our lives. We advertise. I can't do it on here because I've been getting copyrights, and I don't have the part that'll stop me from getting copyrights out of here.
The big thing was we couldn't do a lot until, like, we now in the U.S. are a 501c3 registered charity. So there wasn't a lot of things we could do to go towards the bigger companies. But as of I think it was about November, December, we became 501c3 charity. So now things have progressed further than, it takes time.
Where would one go to find out prices and whatnot on this 2025?
I will share all the information with you, Mike, because I'm friends with you on Facebook. I'll share all that information with you. Yeah. So with that, these cruise-a-thons, they still need to be shared a couple times a year too, Mike.
Hang on, I gotta go get the door for a second.
Uh-oh.
Somebody here or dropping something off.
What was I going to say to that, Michael Ann? Because you're on the board, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am the hip recipient host liaison. So when people nominate someone, or a person wants to put in their cruise to be a Helping Hands cruise, then I go between the board and the people and make all the connections and ask all the questions, and then come back to the board and say, okay, this is what this nominate person that was nominated, this is what's going on with them, and then that's when the board goes yes or no or whatever.
Nice. I got to sit in on one of your meetings in Miami. I don't know if you know that or not. Do you remember? Or no, I don't think you were part of it.
No, I've only been part of the board since a year ago, April.
Yeah. So when we were in Miami, I sat in on one of their meetings, so I got to hear a little bit about who's what and all that. Actually, that's when they brought in Crystal.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes. Like half of that board is no longer part of the board.
Oh yeah,
The unboard now.
Well, I think it's a good idea, and it's starting to grow slowly. But now that it's a registered charity, it will start to grow more. And I like the thought that Norwegian Cruise Lines. I would have liked. I support Carnival. Sorry, that's me.
I'm still a Carnival person, but it is what it is. And
I think for us, if I can say it that way, Michael Ann, it feels like home with Carnival for some reason. The other ones feels like I'm going on I don't know.
But Carnival's got more that they support.
I know
Carnival supports St. Jude, and Royal Caribbean has, I know they do an Autism at Sea and something else. And everybody kind of supports something. I don't know if NCL does other stuff, but it's a start.
So what about your channel, Michael Ann? Tell a little bit about your channel. What's coming up?
As I said, I think the next probably dozen shorts will be from Toronto Zoo when we went down to meet the weekend. We went to meet Nick P, but he didn't come in until the Sunday. So on the Saturday, B and Steve and I went to the zoo. So there's a bunch of shorts from that.
We saw the meetup.
And then there's a few with Nick in them. That was a very quick day because he didn't arrive till like 11-ish, and we spent like about 8 hours with him, and then had to drop him off at the hotel because he had something else on.
Unfortunately, we were supposed to meet Nick P in Vancouver, but for us to travel, so like you guys to go into Toronto, whatever you guys pay, for us, we have to take 2 ferries.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
gas and an Airbnb and food for the weekend.
Yeah. So it was quite pricey for us. We're on limited income. We're on disability. Without going into who's got more bills or anything, it's just we couldn't afford to go in there. Normally around that time we do go on a trip, but there's been things going on here. We had the fire, all that kind of stuff. We just couldn't make it work. We were wanting to go meet Nick P in Vancouver, but it didn't happen. What was I going to say to that too? Yeah, you guys met up in Toronto. Mike, it's called Toronto. And Kenny, it's called Toronto.
Toronto.
Don't let them say Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah, we drop the T's sometimes too. I know there's a lot of Americans when pronounce mitten and they say mitten. Or curtain. It's like there's a T in the middle, but it's like we do the same with Toronto.
Michael, by the way, I was officially an Ontarian for a while. I had my OHIP, so OHIP, which is Ontario Health. What's the I stand for?
Ontario Health Insurance Plan.
There we go. Yeah.
When my purse is enough.
I lived in Oshawa, which is east of Toronto.
Yep, been through there.
So when's your next live? We want to know, and the time.
Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. I may eventually move it a little later because B is talking about moving when she goes back to doing lives, moving to another night.
Did you say 6 p.m. Eastern?
6 p.m. Eastern.
Which is 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. our time, which is our nap time.
4 p.m. for me.
Nap time.
You know what, Michael Ann? Just for you, we're going to record our nap time. Just for you.
You gonna share that on Peekaboo?
Yeah.
During Larry's nap time. All right, Mike, you're next. What's happening with your channel, all that kind of stuff?
That's still on pause. I will be eventually getting back to it. It's just I want to deal with this cold right now. And
Mike, it's like when we came back to going live again, Mike. We didn't have an exact time when we were coming back. It's okay. Like I just, people want to hear like what's going on with Mike, and if you want to say, I'm taking time to do this to come back, hey, we're still here for you, man.
Yeah. But hopefully, starting next week, I'm going to be getting out more and doing some day trips and overnight trips. And so at least I'll have pictures at least for content and little videos and whatnot. But and then I'll start putting stuff together again.
Are you on Instagram?
I am, but I rarely use it. I probably should start more because I'm like Instagram, Facebook, and I really don't do much on TikTok because it doesn't appeal to me, and I'm sorry for the people that do it, but
it is okay, Mike.
I get stuff sent to me all the time, and every time I have to click the link, it wants me to log into TikTok. And I'm like, I just want to, no.
It's been doing that lately.
I share TikToks with Ananda all the time, but it's in a loving way and stuff like that. And she gets the same thing. I keep thinking that she doesn't care about it and she doesn't watch my videos and stuff.
Not letting me watch.
No, she's already showing me that it's not. I just want to say, there are people out there that don't want it and don't like it and don't believe in it, and that is totally fine. Well, you guys are in America because now America's banning it. But I personally don't like anything. I don't like Facebook. I don't like Instagram, YouTube, or any of these social media things because they give us a false sense of control. And I don't like that. It's them controlling us. If they sit there and tell you, no, you want to see this. I want to see everybody's. I have 600 friends, right? I want to see 600 people's friends' posts, but they don't. Yep. They choose when you see it, how you see it, and then they bombard you with all their sponsored ads, which yes, you need sponsorship to pay the bills and stuff like that. But they spam. We're not allowed to spam. I can't spam you. I can get caught if I spam you. But these Facebooks and social media companies, they're allowed to spam you. That's what they're doing, right? And so, yeah, I don't like any of it. But unfortunately, this is the world that I live in. And so when you say about TikTok, Mike, there's nothing wrong. Like my mother-in-law, I sent her TikToks and she asked me that she won't install the app. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll be mindful. I won't send it to you no more. It's part of the social thing that happens within the YouTube world. Really, it's part of TikTok's that way. Plus, I'm a travel agent, Mike. So I need to get my face out there farther, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll be really mindful that you don't want my TikToks. Just like an editor doesn't want mine.
I'm just gonna try to show you something here.
It's too hot. Oh my God, it's too hot, Mike.
Well, that's the view. That's the view out the back door, and I'm probably you can't see it, but if you
hold on one sec, I'm gonna do this first though. One sec. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna put you up. I'm gonna full screen, Mike. Hold on.
Yep.
There we go.
So, but
so brown.
That's just like Albuquerque.
I know. We're so green here.
But I don't know if you can see the mountain peak in the very back or not.
Yeah, I can see it.
With the snow on it.
Yeah.
That's Pikes Peak.
Oh, that's Pikes Peak. You're that close to Pikes Peak. I know Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna know what Pikes Peak is, Mike.
It's one of the hot. I believe it's the second highest or third highest peak in Colorado. Over 14,000 feet.
And what's the name of the mountain famous for?
God. Yeah, I can't remember.
If you're stuck, I will repeat it if you want.
Yeah, please do.
I used to be big into gaming, and so are you, Mike. I don't know if you still are.
Yeah, on and off. Take me down.
Basically the same way. So it used to be Gran Turismo. Used to be a video game that was quite popular, and it was a very popular map that they used within it, Pikes Peak. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. My apologies.
He's the star.
He's the star. Yeah, it was a famous map within this game, Gran Turismo, and you had to race up the mountain, and so that's where. Of course, it was a game, but Pikes Peak it's more than popular just for that. I'm just bringing my own popularity with it, and it looked cool, man. I would love to drive up that and. Yeah, but like Colorado, go ahead.
Hopefully, in another month or two, we'll be doing that drive. So,
then I will certainly watch that. That'd be a great video, Mike.
But we're still waiting for the snow to go away, and probably it'll be gone maybe by August.
Yeah, maybe. We have mountains over in Vancouver Island, Mike, and the snow never goes away.
Right, and I'm not sure. Maybe it will not go away. You know, it's like just when did they get the snow? Close the roads up in Yellowstone. A few weeks back or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, you never know. So
yeah, it's like here in Alberta, they had snow and stuff just yesterday. I think it was. They were having snow. Did you hear about that, Michael Ann?
Yeah, one of the channels I was watching, he was traveling from Calgary towards BC. And he hit rain, and then he hit snow, and then he went a little further into BC, and then finally got away from the snow.
Which probably they went through the Coquihalla, and that's a very, very. There's a TV show called Highway Through Hell, You ever want to see where Michael Ann's talking about? It's called Highway Through. Mike, you were a driver. A lot of trucks go off the road there. This is a really high mountainous pass. I actually almost went off the road there once, even in the summertime, let alone the winter.
Where is this?
It's called the Coquihalla, the area. It's called the Coquihalla. It's our Canadian highway, and it goes from Kamloops, British Columbia, all the way down into Vancouver, or well, the Lower Mainland, as it's called.
Okay.
But there's the TV.
I think I've seen the show.
It's called Highway Through Hell. I think it is Highway Through. Is it Through Hell? Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Here, television series Highway Through Hell. Wikipedia. We'll just do the Wikipedia, and everybody can see that.
Okay, all seasons. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah, it's. I actually probably watched every episode, but the older episodes. Very dangerous mountainous pass. A lot of trucks went off the road there. And Ann and I, we go out to our mother-in-law's, which is in the interior of British Columbia, and we go what they call the Fraser Canyon, or what's the other one? 99. Both of those are just as dangerous, and we do them in the winter. Actually, was it 3 winters or 2 winters? 2 winters ago, Christmas time, we were driving up to our mother-in-law's, had 50% tread on my winter tires. 50% tread. Couldn't get up the hill.
First hill.
We could not get up the hill. We kept sliding back down, and they're winter tires.
Yep.
And this was Christmas Eve. We had to drive all the way back. Oh, yeah, and the speed limits, my sister says, 120.
Yeah.
So, going up to my mother-in-law's, we had to go all the way back to Whistler. Have you? Everybody must have heard of Whistler, BC. Whistler, BC is a world-renowned ski resort town, and so we had to drive all the way back there, Christmas Eve, and we got tires. We had to spend $1,500 on studded tires to get on our van. That was a $1,500 bill that we didn't want at that Christmas Eve. And so that's how we get it. And so driving through there,
boy, did they make all the difference.
You need. I will never drive without studded tires. If you ever choosing to drive through mountainous passes, I always recommend studded tires.
Straight up, no problem.
No problems. It's
So this channel, he lives in Calgary, but his family's in I forget where, New Denver, British Columbia.
It's
and
interior, yeah.
He travels back and forth, and all winter he had studded tires on his vehicles.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, it's actually law from April till November. No, wait, sorry. From November till April, it's law. If you're driving through those areas, you must have winter tires. And if you're a truck, I think you have to have chains or a tire that has what they call the snowflake on it, which is my tires I have right now. Yeah.
And not just when I was in Nevada, a few times heading up towards Lake Tahoe.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Is there's areas for the trucks, big trucks to pull off, and it's a chain up area. And even as a car, some of the requirements to go through some of the passes were winter tires, and carry a snow shovel, set of chains, in case. And I saw several people getting stopped. And
you don't drive in the snow, do you, Mike?
Huh?
You don't drive in the snow, right, with your trailer and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
I don't like to, because if it's snowing, I shouldn't be there.
No, yeah. Do you ever fishtail with the trailer and stuff?
A few times.
Yeah, that's the scary part. We're in a Dodge Grand Caravan, which is, it's all right. I feel a little bit better than sitting in a car. Mm-hmm. And we got good tires, so I'm pretty confident in our driving now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the few times that I was in the snow with the trailer, it was fine until you got into that slush part on the roads, like that
Yep.
driving through the slush.
Yeah.
Then it was, yeah. If I was just on snow or packed snow, it was fine. I obviously I couldn't stop quick, but as long but once it
You
turned
could
that
if there was a
slushy
tree
stuff,
or a mountain in front of you.
yeah, well, yeah, then I just put my head between my legs and kiss my
Yeah.
Bye.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dominique,
and I'm
I
done.
was gonna say, let go of the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, take me away. Yeah.
Yep. But I when we were talking about the ice storm and whatnot, there's now for the longest time, Mount Washington up in New Hampshire had the worst weather in the world. Was known for the worst weather in the world. Wind speeds up to 200 plus miles an hour. And we up there, you don't have to worry about hurricanes or tsunamis or the boiling hot weather and the droughts and
It's so dreamy living in the mountains.
but you got snow, lots of it. And actually, when I was taking driver's ed, I took driver's ed in the wintertime.
Same here. Yep. In
So,
February,
to drive through snow, it's nothing. Drive through ice and snow, it's nothing. But when I was working for Airborne Express and then I worked for FedEx as well, the area that I was doing, I would go down through one notch in the morning and come back through another notch at night. And if there was a snowstorm, a major snowstorm or whatnot, or an ice storm, you weren't getting through those notches.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, one of the notches was always getting closed, part-time, part of the night or whatnot.
One sec, Mike. I just want to get Kenny before he goes to give his channel thing. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead, Kenny.
Well, I'll be going live Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10, and then I'll be reading Plump Travelers after my show on Monday night.
That's what he does.
We're excited for the big surprise on Monday.
Yes, y'all gonna get some good news. Because I just got some good news yesterday. So,
Kenny,
yeah.
Is the big news that you're pregnant?
No, it's not that.
You know what, Mike? That was the very first thought I had. He told me he got some news.
It's not that. No. No.
And if you are, I want some of the money.
No, it's not that. But and then I'll probably be live doing a couple of lives throughout the week. So I know I'll be doing 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday with Jimmy the Astute Tours. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's too early for us.
I know it's 3 a.m. your time.
I may have to pass on that one because that would be like 4 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. for us, Mike.
But
these guys on the East Coast, they don't think of us on the West Coast with their time.
I
may still be up though, so you never know.
Yeah.
You know what I want to know? What's up with you guys on the East? Oh, we always, if you notice, all of us YouTubers, we all go on Eastern time zone. So why aren't you guys on the East doing all Western time zones?
Exactly.
Michael and Kenny.
Yeah, but yes,
Easter of the beast.
Yeah, you're gonna get some good news Monday. So
Well, that's good. We look forward to it, Kenny. Also, it's a special episode for me and Ananda, by the way.
special episode for you and the
Yeah.
Nan.
Yeah. It's a special episode. So you
special
got to stay
night.
tuned for that. You got to come check out that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But, anyway, I will see you
Have a great
guys.
day, Kenny.
Thanks for having me. And
You're welcome. Anytime you want to come up, come hang out every
Saturday
at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Pacific.
Yeah.
You have a great week, Kenny, and we'll see you
too.
Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Kenny.
Bye, Kenny. So yeah, Mike, we get a show. Our Plum Travelers has a show on Monday nights. We do trivia. If you want to come
Okay,
hang.
so his is at 8.
Yeah, and mine's at 10. Or sorry,
Okay.
his is from 8 till 9. No.
8 to 10.
Sorry. His is from 9 till 10. Mine's 10 till 11.
Okay. All right.
East. Sorry.
Monday.
Is that Eastern?
All right.
I'm confused
Yes,
now. You
Eastern.
got yes, Eastern. So
Monday, right?
yeah, Kenny goes first, and then they raid my Plum Travel, and mine's travel right now, Mike. I got some videos that I'm working on and I'm gonna have put out, but yeah, I do a lot of travel trivia, and actually, I would like to do now that you're here, Mike, and you're getting me on this because you're part of the community, the other community that I follow, which is the nomadic community. My channel's travel, and my trivia is all about travel, so I might do a nomadic themed trivia. There we go.
There you go. No, what I was saying about the years of driving, real quick, is
Sorry, yeah.
with the notches is it was fun to see to watch the snow plows try to go up that backwards.
Yeah.
Because
I've seen
they
that
had the
before,
latest, because and they were even struggling with it. So I would always keep an overnight bag in my van.
Very important if you're going through. Yeah.
Yep. So
We have blankets. We have blankets and towels, everything, all that. We don't have a bug out bag or whatever some people call them. But we have blankets just to keep us warm, just in case we're stuck.
Yeah, I mean, it was life up north. I just got to the point where I couldn't deal with the cold anymore, and I still can't. I go back there and anytime the weather gets down low 60s, I'm hibernating.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love 60. Our AC set to 62, Mike. I love it.
I always thought gotta keep the AC as cold as possible. So I have my friends that were living in Florida keep their AC unit at 78 degrees.
Wow.
And people are like, oh my God, that's so freaking warm. But you got to remember, it's 100+ degrees outside.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you come in, that
Climate
78 degrees feels great.
Yeah, and you got to, if you keep it too cold, then your body doesn't acclimatize when you go in and out properly.
And it's the
too
same
extreme.
It's the same for us Canadians up here. When we go south, it's even hotter for us Canadians going south.
Yep.
Right? It's because we're used to living in a cooler temperature than it is in the south. And so when we go down, like when I went to Miami, it's just dripping. Bon Air, my shirt was soaked in Bon Air.
Walked out of the airport in Miami, and that wall of humidity just hit you.
Yeah.
Although I landed in Miami and I didn't get in there till like 10:30 at night, so I didn't get that blast of heat that you're talking about, like Mexico. So like when we went to Mexico,
that was 9:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially like walking out of a hotel and the sliding doors, and all of a sudden you're like just walking into that heat wall.
Yeah, it's a wall.
Yep.
Guys, I gotta go pee. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So
Mike, I want to say thank you for coming up on the panel. You're always welcome to come up on the panel. We go
I
live
appreciate it.
Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Michael Ann, same with you. You're always welcome up here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope this helps brings up your spirits of at least having some kind of laughter and smiles throughout your day.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help. Hopefully it'll help your week. But I'm going to close her down by saying we go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. Next week, June 15th, at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific, we'll be having a mental health trivia. So that's what the next week's thing will be. It's not going to be an open panel. It'll be mental health trivia. So all are welcome. So you guys are all welcome to come hang out for that. It'll be all mental health related questions. I want you to read that.
We want to thank you all for your love and support. We appreciate you all. Larry and Ananda from Cognitive Nomad.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time. And remember, you are not alone. Nobody's alone here, guys. We're all together.
Have a good day, everyone.
Have a good day. Have a good week. And we will see you. Oh, wait. I want to play one thing. I didn't do this. You didn't remind me.
I don't know what's happening.
Where'd it go? This one right here. There we go. Sorry, I always have a inspirational quote there, Mike.
Not a problem.
So anyway, have a great week, everyone.
Yeah.
And I have a little outro.
We'll see you tonight at Sexual Peekaboo.
That's Sexual Peekaboo. Right, Michael Ann?
Sure.
I am waiting for a show to begin, and I am hoping for a draw and not for a win, but this might be enough.